If you've been using Cricut Design Space for any amount of time, you've probably used the slice feature. And the slice feature helps you to do just that, slice something out of something else, right? So for instance, if I show you my shirt, I've got the tools behind there, and then I sliced the word crafty out so that when I didn't layer it right on top of the vinyl, instead there was like a little cutout, and then I layered that in there. Okay. So what I want to show you today is a little hack that we can use, because now we have more tools to use in Cricut Design Space, especially if you're an Access member. So one of the tools that we have is the warp feature. I'm going to show you the warp feature, and then I'm going to show you a little something to do with the warp feature and the slice feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going over into Cricut Design Space.
Craft Lady! What did you do?
Okay, so here we are inside of Cricut Design Space, right? And I'm going to do a quick example of a slice. And then after we do the slice example, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Okay, so say for instance, I have a heart. And in my heart, we're going to make this nice and let's make it red. And then say I want to cut my kid's name out of the heart so that I can maybe use it on a card or something, right? So I add my text, and then I put my kid, right? Kiddo. Whoopsie. Let's fix that. So if I wanted to say I wanted to slice this out so I can have like a little bit of a like have this cut out of there, okay? So what I would do would take it, here we go. Select my heart and my name, and then slice. You see that's available. By the way, you can only slice 2 layers at a time, right? So you can only have 2 layers selected. Well, what happened? Look over here on my layers panel. I have the result is going to be the cutout. Watch this. So that's the original one, but it sliced it. It sliced this part out of my heart. So now I have that. What could you do with that? You can put some pattern paper behind it if you wanted to. You could put it on a shirt and make it look really cool with the background coming through, anything you wanted to. I'm going to show you something else though. Okay, so let's get rid of these because we don't need them anymore. So keep this one in mind, right? We're going to move it to the side, but we're going to keep it in mind. Let's do that again. I'm going to choose a heart again. We're going to make it big so we can play with it a little bit here in a bit. Of course, we're going to change the color. This time, let's make this one purple. And then I am going to do kiddo again. But guess what? I want this one to be really cool because now that I know that we have warp right here, warp, I can play with this. So I can warp this. And again, it's available if you can play with it at any time, but you can only cut warp things if you warp text if you have Cricut access. So let's check it out. These are all the warp patterns that you can use. So they all look different. Some of them are just opposite of the other one. Whoops. So let's do that again, warp. And then let's see, we can choose this one and see what it looks like. It arches it or bulges it up. This one is an arch below. This one's more of a bulge coming out. This one comes below. So you have all these that you can look at. One of my favorites is the wave here, the flag. I use that one a lot. This one looks really cool, right? So let's say we're going to go with so many decisions. It's just like that shell fan. Let's go with this one because I could be here all day. So I'm going to put kiddo in the middle of this. Okay. Let me change this to white so you all can see it better. There we go. So if I'm going to slice kiddo out of here, and I like this, the way that it's warped and everything. Remember, you have to have your 2 layers selected. So I'm going to select my heart and my name. I know they're both selected because the warped heart, the warp name here and the heart here. But if you look at the bottom of the layers panel, slice is not available. Okay. Once you make something slice, it's no longer, once you warp it, your text, it's no longer going to be able to be sliced. But I've got a workaround for you. That's right. Miss Craft Lady always has a workaround, right? This is what you're going to do. You're going to leave it exactly where you want it. Okay. You don't have to, but you can, but you're going to go ahead and you're going to go to offset. Okay. Well, Miss Naomi, let me move that over so y'all can see it. Offset, not the heart. We just want to offset the name. But this is not what I want. I don't want this whole thing offset. Well, a little bit. No, I don't want a little bit. I just want the kiddo itself cut out. Did you know you could do a 0 offset? So go ahead In the distance, go ahead and change that to 0 tab. But Miss Craft Lady, that's not going to do anything. Just apply it. Apply it. Just stick with me. Stick with me here. Once you apply it, I'm going to move everything at once together. That way you can see. I'm going to make it nice and big so you can really, really see. It doesn't look like anything happened. But you do have an offset. Look in your layers panel. You have an offset. This is that top layer, right? That we originally had. That's the warp. The warp was not able to slice, but now I have an offset. This is the offset. The black part is the offset that we did with the 0. Now, if I make sure this is where you want it, select my heart along with my offset of the word, my 0 offset, suddenly slice is available. Let's go ahead and slice. What happened? This is what happened. Bam! And you're able to slice by using with the warp feature with that little hack. I hope that was helpful. I can't wait to see what you all do with it. Talk to you again soon.